Hello, um, this is Gary, and today I'm going to be looking over all of the mods on SpinWorlds, and I'm going to be nitpicking, and basically, you know, maybe I'll give example, hey, why shouldn't you get this, yada yada. All right. It's going to be, note before, it's going to be very nitpicky, and it's a lot of these things people won't care about, but they exist, and I will show, like, and I guess it also shows some differences or some critiques that I have with pretty much every item on the store, excluding a few of course. So we start with Superior Emboss. I think someone actually pointed out that this looks like Fenboss, but it's just an Eno item. It's pretty standard. I don't really, there's no real description of it though, so it's really kind of not like, it's just Superior Emboss. It's kind of like a bland name by Eno, and there's no real, it doesn't say that it's Eno too, so you could confuse it for an actual SpinWorlds designed item. Basic power mod, like this shit, why is it called a basic power mod? It's just some random thing. I don't think Spin Studio has it called like this, but it doesn't really look, and I guess you could say stats it's a power mod, but yeah, but I think that's just it's a bland name that kind of maybe will attract beginners. Dr. KT, this is not a Dr. KT, this is an Eno Dr. KT. It doesn't specify that as Eno, even though it's clearly Eno by the thing, but beginners don't really know that, and you don't really specify it anywhere. So this is actually longer than a regular KT, and it's more spinner, and I think doesn't feel as good, because I don't think Eno has his barrels done really well. Nope, Sakura mod, element mod, no complaints here. Yes, it is limited edition. Yes, yada yada. No real complaints here. Yeah, that's fine. Nothing there. That 094, Mr. 094 is just another Eno mod. No description, of course. Like, I don't think there's any description in any of this stuff, but Mr. 094, like, again, you might want to explain that this is an Eno mod and not like a design mod, but I guess for the images of these, you can obviously tell that these pictures are probably from Eno. But yeah, no complaints here. Honestly, Mr. 094 is a shit is low-key shit. Low-key a bad mod. But there we go. Noah VGG, I think, if you've been around enough, you should know that. Of course, this is longer than what a Manoa VG should weigh. I bet and also these are I don't know if they're Eno Tech. They seem like O-rings rather than Eno Tech, because I feel like they're a lot thicker. And like, look at these compared to the center. Why didn't you use these center rings for this part? That's just what the issue is here. These look like techs. These look like O-rings. When I would prefer techs, because it's supposed to be techs. It definitely changes the aesthetic per se. I guess in this scenario it doesn't as much, but like that. And also the gripping, it should be 2 centimeters rather than 2.5. Although yes, it is disagreed about. I think Clyde brought it up, how in a K video, a showcase, it kind of looked like 2.5, but I still think it's 2, because in every video that I saw of Manoa spinning it, it's been 2 centimeters. And of course it's shorter. This is just a Manoa, this is just a VGG mod with any bell grips and text and stuff. It's just a VGG mod, VGG ST with text and any balls, basically. No, it's so length is different, weight is different, and grips are different. And the rings are different. Pretty much everything's different. Length of barrels, yeah. Sonata Emboss. I think their only complaint here is that I think the original I think there was a complaint I had here. Let me check. Let me look at the Sonata Emboss tutorial by the Pen Modding Wiki. And we're gonna be just doing a little scan through. I ignore that. I have so much tabs, by the way. But yeah, Pilot G3s. Oh yeah, it was the G3s that I was thinking about. G3s, and I don't know if you use G. I was kind of just hesitant on if they're actually G3s on these. But I feel like these are super grips rather than G3s. Which, yes, it might not change, but I feel like you should be labeling that as, of course, if they labeled that, I don't think it really made a difference. You can say, oh, okay, that's barely a difference. That's just a ring difference. It's like, it's like, yeah. But I feel like there's definitely a change here, because I remember looking at this image here, and like it's just like that the rings kind of like going well on the rings on the SpinWorlds ones is definitely a lot more bigger per se if you zoom in and take a look. While it probably doesn't change too much different, it is a difference that I feel like maybe you could point out. Although of course be reminded that I'm being very nitpicky here. Nope Mysteria mod and Nope Element, Nope sets. Yeah, that's okay. I feel like why are these different prices though? This is color, and then Candy mod. I guess it's good to have like some special mods, I guess. Although I'm not sure if this is I'm not sure if this is a copy of something else. If I remember, but yeah, Candy mod, that's okay. That is okay. Candy mod is okay, I guess. Gets off the hook for me, although it doesn't seem too interesting as a mod per se. It doesn't have that. It seems like just another mod that with parts that you had spare lying, and I guess, but it doesn't really have any cool cool actual design changes that I would have been more interested in as somebody who would make a mod. Like I would not make this mod at all, I guess. So I feel like maybe you should be a little bit more innovative with or something with a little bit more character rather than this mod. Golden Bullet, the cheese mod, it is so yikes. I don't even want to get it myself, and oh my gosh, holy hell. Nothing else to say. No real complaints except you really had to stock up all the Eno mods. Come on, as somebody who I feel like you should maybe care about what mods you have and sell. But I guess if somebody will want this, sure. LED mod, okay. Okay. SpinWorlds waterfall. This is not a SpinWorlds creation. This is kind of backing up. Putting your name on something that really doesn't belong to you. It just has rings on it, which I guess other shops have done, like Oleg has done, and it's really just not that special. No, I don't think there's any weight difference or something or any other difference. There's no tip change. There's no body extensions or anything. Body swapping. There's really nothing to really differentiate it. Even though if there were, it's not listed on the site. Manoa set 3. So this one, Manoa KT. Okay. Manoa KT. There is I think Manoa KT is okay, except I think. Let me check. I forgot. I'm doing this without a script, so I just gotta search up the site. But I'm pretty sure you could make a difference. Fuck. I have to Google this shit. Oh yeah, the ring. This Manoa KT usually is supposed to have only one Any-Ball ring, instead of a ring and a grip. See, on the Manoa on this one, it has a grip and a ring, which is just, and it only has one ring on here, which is just not the official color scheme here. And of course Eno tips, which I think these specify that is BA9, but of course I think air fits for Eno are pretty good. Other than that, I think everything is good. Yeah, of course. For the Manoa KT, but of course that one gripping issue, that is something that is not transparent on the middle. So yeah, I could nitpick there. Manoa VGG. Of course, same as last time, grips. Rings are a little thicker, and the body length, and yeah, that probably also affects the connector too. Manoa mod, of course with the rings and stuff, but the tip, it uses Eno and DGT, which DGT is actually, I think DGTs are pretty inconsistent and also makes it a little heavier. And also, I think there's also other things to nitpick about. I feel like wait, what is that? Manoa mod 20 centimeters. I got that right, but I'm pretty sure it should be a little lighter than 23, maybe 22 grams. But I will actually search that up. Manoa mod. Just to confirm here, 20 grams. Oh, 20 grams. Ooh. Does Manoa mod actually have 1, 2, 3, 4? That might be something else too. Should be supposed to have 4 rings instead of 2. Yeah, instead of 2 as well. That's something I also just noticed. Okay. Yeah. Why does Manoa and all the other ones come? I want Manoa mod. But yeah, I will nitpick about DGT, because I feel like even you should get just a different supplier for your DGTs. Like, I think other DGTs, fake DGTs, are way more accurate at hitting the exact 4 grams. Well, I have had some DGTs hit 5 grams or 4.8 grams constantly with I guess as said before, yada yada. Chinese pen spinners love heavy mods, but I feel like you should be replicating actual DGTs rather than just changing it and then screwing everyone else over, but maybe it's more profitable, but still, I think that kind of sucks. But yeah, DGT, even like the ones I got from Oleg were 4 grams. Oleg suppliers for DGT were better than and I will say that also with now we go to Manoa Emboss again with DGTs. Also, the Manoa Emboss is 21 centimeters here when it should be only 20.5 centimeters. And also, I'm pretty sure it's not that heavy, or shouldn't be that heavy. So, yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm a typo. But of course, yada yada discrepancies. Yada yada. It happens. What is it? 21. Okay. Likely due to tip, but yeah. That's really it here. Of course, everything is kind of made fine. I think it was fine with the size O-ring here. Other than that, I think, yeah. So basically, every mod in this set has something that basically makes it not spin the same or not look the same as its original what it was designed to. Basic emboss, I don't think you should be selling this. It's literally called basic emboss mod because you can't call it VGG emboss. It's just a shitty mod that's just cheap. That's just like, oh hey, it has no character. Nobody should buy this. You should buy something with a little bit more exciting, in my opinion, rather than basic emboss. Gym mod, I cannot prove anything here, but I feel like it is I feel like it shouldn't be this. I feel like it should also be shorter. It should be around 23 grams, because I'm pretty sure when I did the math here, caps for CT caps should fit 1.2 centimeters, and if you look at the original tutorial, I think Minion Canvas Center and PMPM, it should be 23 centimeters. So instead of 23.5, if you look, but that's only calculation. That's only speculation because I actually never made this mod before. But this body seems too long. So this is an asterisk, and I don't know if he actually followed the exact tutorial of using a 2.7 centimeter connector, and hollowed CT. I don't know if he did that, but if he did, okay, sure. I don't want, knowing SpinWorlds, I don't want to give them the benefit of the doubt. You feel me? But that's my only critique there. Other than that, if they all did that, then it's okay. ZW1005, this mod is whack. You don't get this. Yeah. Yeah. ZW 1001 to 1004 are the best, of course. BTVGG. No real nitpicks except that I think on here the grips should be 2 centimeters again. I think on the tutorial on PM that it should be it should say Manoa. It should be 2 centimeters like the original Manoa BT VGG as well. Tornado mod is the only mod that I have no complaints about whatsoever. That is not a creation that SpinWorlds has made. This is the only mod that is acceptably fine, except that I feel like Tornado mod as from a shop quality sell point does not add any value to SpinWorlds as a shop. Nobody's gonna be like, oh my god, well this shop sucks because they don't have Tornado. You know, it's just a mod that exists because it's cheap. And it's kind of outdated by now standards. You know, nobody's been spinning Tornado mod, you know, except beginners. CW 1004, 1002, 1001, all good. Where did 1000? Oh, 1003 is over here. Yes, all good. These are good. Nope element is okay. Manoa set 2, same with Manoa set 1. Akai mods dash Mirror DC. This should not be labeled as this. It should not be labeled as Akai DC in the name. This is another critique that even though he notices, he does not. He refuses to change or be clear about this. You cannot label it as Akai DC when there's already a mod called Akai DC. This is Mirror DC, not Akai DC, and it should definitely be emphasized instead of Akai DC. It's kind of just trying to profit off of his name rather than actually being transparent about what the mod is. Dr. BT mod. Dr. BT. Dr. BT here. It should be not sailors but tech rings. I don't know why he doesn't want to use tech rings when you can get tech rings, but these should not be sailors. These should be tech rings. So it is not how original Dr. BT is, basically. Chibi Beast mod, I don't know. It's an original mod, which actually is good that he labeled as original mod. Other than that, it's a cool mod. I actually like this design better than the other mod, better than the candy mod. I feel like this is a lot cooler, as you know. You have the sailor. I think a sailor over and DGG over. Yeah, makes it good. I like this, although I think the name is kind of whack. Beast and Chibi Beast. You know, I don't know. It kind of seems a little maybe childish or, you know, kind of generic rather than some other things. Bunkura KT. I think Bunkura KT is actually supposed to be a different KT. Supposed to be I think when you're talking about Bunkura KT, Bunkura's KT actually was, I think, just the full black one specifically, and had shorter DGT, or it was shorter DG, or it was reverse DGG. I mean. So, and also the grip was pulled up a bit more. So this is not how the gripping was on a Bunkura KT. Yeah. So it should not be. It should be definitely changed, or you should leave it as. And I guess that's maybe the only nitpick here, how the lip is supposed to be pointing in or something like that, and how it was shorter. I'm pretty sure, or it was only the black one, which I guess they're one in these colors. If you're gonna be Bunkura KT, you'd only have the black ones. If it's not that, then I would call it what is normally called nowadays. It should be just a Dr. CT or a Dr. KT on CT body. Isogen Boss V3 personal. I don't think you should have the personal there. You should have maybe replica or something as well. You should also examine about what was changed. It also should not be. It's 24 grams. It should be 25 grams, to be honest, if you do count. But 24 grams, yada yada. The script should not be out that much, and also he's using lip side, I guess, but that's okay. Also, the O-rings definitely make a difference in terms of feel. If I look at anybody's Isogen Boss V3 spinning, you can tell it's from SpinWorlds, because they just leave it. They use tech ring here. Why don't you use tech ring in the other ones? It's just super grip, man. Super grip's so cheap. Just use super grip instead of this. Instead of that. So yeah, tips. don't buy this mod, I guess, unless you know, yeah, you want this. But I wouldn't call it an Isaac Mbus V3 because it's not an Isaac Mbus V3. Isaac himself would not spin this mod because this is not his mod, you know? You should definitely change that. Bunker ACT, this does not exist. It's a Bunker KT. Bunker does not have an ACT mod. I think he might have spun an ACT mod, but I don't think anything was called a Bunker ACT specifically. Maybe it's just a Bunker KT on AC body, but that's, I guess you could say that. Just call it a Dr. ACT, or don't call it a Bunker KT. Buster CYL, colorful. You could nitpick here and say that Buster CYL is supposed to have different. Supposed to have thin ST rather than thick ST, and also I'm not sure about these rings and grips, but I'm pretty sure they're fine. Yeah, it's a Buster. Nothing really else to say here. Yeah. I will actually double check though. Let's try to find a FenWiki tutorial. Oh, there we go. Oh. Oh yeah, Peems Buster uses a third of an... Oh, it's supposed to be airfit grip too. I forgot about that. So, it should not be DGG, I guess. Should be an airfit. I almost overlooked that. So, yada yada, airfit instead of this, and then just there should be no any balls or decorative any balls on it, you know. But I guess, you know. So take that with what you will. It is not what the original center stud, and I think there should be notes of that somewhere, at least be transparent. Everchicks emboss. I think Everchicks emboss is okay because I think it's pretty standard. Yada yada, grip, tape grip thing. I don't think I had any complaints about Everchicks emboss, but I'm gonna search it up because, you know, I no script. I think there was no real complaint about weight or body or anything. Emboss, yada yada, 22, 20. It's around there, yeah. I don't know why it's 20.5. Maybe there's something different here, but yeah. Everything seems fine. No real complaints about Everchicks emboss, except that's it really. Nothing to complain. All good. Yeah. Giotto X. I don't think this. I think yeah. Of course, maybe you should have original too, or something, because this is what SpinWorlds is made, and that's really it. Also, it uses DGT, but this is original mod, so it could be said to have used originally DGT. Also, oh yeah, the reason why I didn't critique DGT on Jim mod is because Jim is from PSH China, so he might have only had, and not had, not from Japan, where you can get DGs really easily. Noah mod, I think I made some complaints earlier. DGTs from Eno, and the rings, and I think the length is okay. Everything else was okay. But yeah, that's really it. Dr. CT Sailor version. This is using a fake CT, and I don't think it should be like that. I don't think you should use white CTs when you could use black CTs, because that's really a traditional one. But I guess you can have this. I guess too, but please have a selection for white CTs. But I guess no, I mean for black CTs, but no, I guess not. Also, you have DGTs, DGTs, yada yada. That's really it. No other complaints. I would accept it, to be honest. That's one of the better mods that they have there in terms of accuracy. Of course, although like with CTs, it's not really has a name behind it. So to make it the same as others, it doesn't have like Bonkura or anything. So CTs, I would honestly accept it. This is probably has no changes, and I would accept this. This mod, Everchicks and Tornado are good per se. Flying Cloud mod, I don't think this is a thing. Is it? It literally just looks like so you have Isaac Giotto. I mean, and then you just have Ivan and Boss combined. That's what it looks like to me. It should be labeled original, to be honest, because I'm pretty sure this is original. I've never seen it before. Iron mod, personal, yeah. So basically, he didn't follow the tutorial for this one, and this is just something he made up. I think Iron mod had two different versions, and so basically, this is just an interpolation. I guess it should be called replica instead, rather than just Iron Jensen mod, when it's not really what Iron Jensen spun. Manoa set, same as the other ones. Flying Panda, it uses I just don't like these grips. Kind of look yucky, to be honest, from this angle. But yeah, nothing to really complain about here. It's Flying Panda. Maybe it's a little outdated in terms of a mod, but for accuracy, it's okay. Titan mod, it should be labeled as an original, because it is, but I think it looked cool. This is a lot better than the other mods in terms of the, I mean, compared to the Candy mod, because it has this. I like this front. I think it looks great. Yada yada. This looks fine. It maybe a Manoa mod inspired, but overall it looks like a good mod. It looks like a unique mod, a cool mod. It should be labeled as an original though, maybe. But I guess not. Maybe it'll attract more beginners, but they won't know who it is. It's just that you have people asking for what this is, tutorial for this, and there's no tutorial for this. Ivan Emboss mod. I don't think this should be sold anywhere. I think this is a shit mod made by combining like trends of, hey, you should recommend Ivan, but oh hey, people like Emboss mods, and then yada yada. 1 second though, I just fucking threw my keycap puller. Oh my god. Yeah, I have an Emboss mod. In short, I don't like the mod. And I guess there is no correct way to make it though, because it's kind of like a hybrid, and it's kind of like an idea. Like think of, Dr. CT, I guess, or I mean think of like yeah, Ivan Emboss is just one of those mods that there's no real tutorial per se, because it's kind of like a concept of ideas that a lot of shops sell, that other shops decide to sell. Ivan mod, this is technically not originally what an Ivan mod is, because the original Ivan mod uses different, uses hypergel and uses airfit, and uses DGG, so this is rec, but uses airfit. Uses hypergel instead of any ball. So technically you can complain about it, but this is technically how a modern Ivan, I guess, or what people make as Ivan is. I say there's really no difference in terms of spinning effect, but of course I feel like that should be labeled, at least if I was going to nitpick up here. But of course this is acceptable in my opinion, because pretty much every people does this, and it's really no difference here. Same with Kizan Emboss. It uses any balls instead of hypergel for the accented grips, but for Kizan Emboss is a little worse, because this is supposed to be any balls, and you decide to use super grip. You have any balls that are cheap as hell. Why didn't you use any ball? Why did you decide to sub this out randomly? Holy shit, man. I feel like, why? Oh my god, I didn't want to go tornado mod. But yeah, Ivan mod's okay. Isaac mod, this should not exist again. This is not an Isaac mod. And this is not Isaac mod Emboss version. It should be just Isaac Giotto Emboss version. That would be better, but this is not an Isaac mod. Isaac never had this. And it even confuses people today. Because freaking even Cronin sold me his Isaac Emboss as he didn't even know what version it was. Even he didn't know that Isaac never spun this, man. I haven't ever touched this. Isaac never touched this. This is not an Isaac mod, and you shouldn't put this labeled on. Oh, I have an Emboss version of it, I guess. It's kind of like profiting off his name rather than anything. Manoa KT, I said before. It should not have this black ring, I guess. Kizan Emboss, yes, I just said that. Manoa VGG mod, no real. Of course, it's the same as the other one. Super Wit Inverse Power mod. There's honestly there's a weight difference. This should be, I think there was something here, but oh yeah, Inverse Power mod. Inverse Power mod. Let me just open it up. Hello. Today we are okay. We're gonna open this. I'm pretty sure, yeah, 23 centimeters, 25 grams. This 23.5 centimeters for some reason. And also, I really doubt. I think also in the tricks, it uses DGT, and I bet he uses Eno DGT, which weighs different. And I honestly really doubt that he used papers at the ends to make it, because I feel like he wouldn't. But of course, there's no labeling that he subbed or changed any difference, so you would assume. Vane Kamza, there was no real complaints. I'm pretty sure everything was pretty fine. For Vane Kamza, I couldn't find much on it, except that yeah, it's okay. Although there might be small differences in the weights and stuff, but there's all the parts seem fine. I think the Eno counterparts weigh fine, even the pen gears. My throat, man. I should have brought water. VGG Emboss, you should have replica, because there's no actual tutorial by VGG on the VGG Emboss mod. This seems like a like the Chinese, I guess, how they made it too. So basically they don't have the decorative grips on the ends here, which original VGG Emboss does have. If I was looking somewhere, yeah, so it does have these grips. And also the grips, of course, you have to have specified. It went for 2 centimeters grips, which I'm actually pretty sure that you might have used 2 centimeter grips. But yeah, that's also one thing to note here. Everything else, it's pretty standard of a modern VGG Emboss, but there's no dictating of what tutorial he used, or yeah, basically. So you don't know how he connected these caps together, which maybe you should say that, because I feel like I, as a person, would want to know, because I want to know, rather than just not being transparent about what this mod is. It could be the Oleg tutorial, it could be the pen modding PM tutorial, Manoa Emboss, I think here it actually uses the correct length, 20.5. Again, though, you use Eno DGT instead of a different sub DGTs, which you can get probably for the same price or cheaper from Taobao. Improved MX, of course, this is the controversial one from so basically this is a Coffee Lucky MX. You should not be selling this, because you've been asked specifically not to sell this. Do not sell this. Of course, maybe it's out of stock. It's never going to become back in stock, but remove this from your site. This should not exist. Also, I'm pretty sure he was using the wrong plastic tip, which is not good. And so you're labeling something, you're kind of pretending it as your own, and you use the same image as you did when it was Coffee Lucky MX. Beginner starter pack 2. I don't think they should have a beginner sets, because beginner sets fucking suck balls. If you're a beginner, don't get a beginner set. Isaac Emboss B, Isaac mod B. This is not an Isaac mod. This is so it's an Isaac Emboss. This is not an Isaac Emboss, But so again, this mod should not be, of course. Yeah, Ivan Emboss, of course, another one of these things. Kamza Waterfall is, they decide to make Waterfall and then just put Kamza Waterfall, because they were, super price cheaper. Kamza substitute, I guess. So basically, I guess, I don't know why people are obsessing over Waterfall, so they start selling these different variations of waterfalls. I don't think that should be a thing, to be honest, because you just sell Waterfall. Even then, yada yada. Yeah, don't even get that. This is sucky. Same with the other ones. Giotto X, okay. But yeah, this comes to Waterfall. You could say that, it's not even, this mod doesn't really exist, as in all these mods don't really exist, as in they're not really characteristics, and they're just like kind of imitations of other mods. Isaac mod, this is an imitation of Giotto, and then Ivan Emboss. combines the trend of Emboss with Ivan mod, so it's kind of capitalizing on beginners thinking, oh, I want an Ivan mod, but I want something better, so I'm gonna get an Ivan Emboss mod because they see Emboss and they see all these cool characteristic Emboss mods and they want something similar but cheap. Kamza Waterfall is of course trying to imitate the waterfall mod that we know today. Now we go into a stool mod. This is also not called stool mod. I'm pretty sure it's something else. I'm pretty sure it has a different name. It's just by a guy named Stool too, so, or Stull. Yeah, the Pirate KS, which also has rare tips, which you can't find, so I'm pretty sure this doesn't use those tips. Uses a sub. That's really it. Yeah. Which you shouldn't basically honestly sell them if there's a fucking rare part that you can't get, but you just choose to just sell it anyways. You know, same with the Isaac Emboss mod, you know. Memory Tone. I think there's really no complaints except that I don't think these are not G3 these are not G3 grips. These are O-rings, and this is any balls at the middle, which is not what the original tutorial put, and it definitely has a change in look. I mean, oh yeah, these are not G3s at the ends here too. These are, which definitely changes. Oh, text rings at the center looked definitely different, spin effect wise. So this looks definitely different from what it would, and it's definitely noticeable. And it should be labeled. Even Oleg labels it. Beginner Starter Pack 1, same thing as I said before, except there's Giotto X. Giotto X is of course another mod that's it's by UXC, I guess. So of course that has something interesting, and that's actually a mod that kind of is characteristic. So this is honestly, Starter Pack 1 is better than Starter Pack 2. Beginner Starter Pack 3 has a Ivan mod, it has Waterfall mod, and it has RSV MX. This is like the beginners like goal. You can see it's even out of stock. But of course, Ivan mod made incorrectly. Waterfall mod, if you're gonna nitpick, I'm gonna talk about Waterfall right now. Waterfall mod technically is not the original Waterfall mod. It's just what modern dictates is Waterfall mod. But I guess technically it's not Waterfall mod because it's not the original Waterfall mod, in my opinion, I guess. But of course, you could, I guess, what is now considered Waterfall mod. Yes, but I feel like this is another scenario where you could look back and think like the term tornado and stuff. I feel like maybe people should be more accurate, I guess. Although that's kind of like an elitist take on it. You know, maybe like a anti-beginner take. But yeah. It's not so big, but I guess technically you could get that this is not Waterfall mod. So I will since this is a nitpicky video, I'm gonna say that. So yeah, Waterfall mod. RC MX is fine. That's really it. But this is not an RSVP MX. Oh, because look at that tip. That's not an HGG tip. Oh, I got you. Oh, haha. So yeah, all these three mods are just, yeah. But I think they actually labeled it here. Wait a second. But in this screen, in this image, it doesn't say. It says MXB. Damn. RZP MXB. Okay, I am hybrid. This actually weighs lighter than the original I am hybrid. So by 2 grams actually. And I think it's 0.5 shorter. So this is made incorrectly. It probably doesn't use the same cheap sailor subs, and it probably doesn't use washers. Waterfall I've already spoken about. Cloud ST. It's just literally like, it just literally looks like you combine Manoa VGG with Giotto Emboss, and that's it. Or regular VGG and Giotto Emboss. I mean Giotto, fuck, Isaac Giotto, fuck. But yeah, it's not really original. It's kind of bleh, and probably I feel like it attracts beginners. Nothing really to gripe about except it's kind of uncharacteristic. Ivan mod I've already spoken about. Giotto VGG is one of those mods that is like Ivan Emboss, where there's no real original creator in my opinion. It's kind of just a concept idea, so there's no real thing to really complain about here, except that their first tutorial that I could find, which is the Vortex tutorial. With Vortex, for this mod, he actually connected it by the middle. I mean, by the front. when other people, like I think everyone else, connects it from the back. That's really it. I also don't like how these is kind of inconsistent at the front. How maybe should the grip should be pulled up more. That's really it to some complain about. It's basically looks identical to the Oleg one, to be honest. Yeah. VGG mod, there's nothing to really complain about here. Yeah, that's really it. Now that that I think that's every mod that's from SpinWorlds. Everything I think I've critiqued. So some short, uncomplicated mods that I don't have anything to complain about is Tornado mod, is Doctor CT Sailor version, and I guess yeah. and maybe these waterfall flying panda Ivan mod type stuff, where I guess it's just modern variations of these, but those ideas. And I guess flying panda, there's no real difference. Yeah, flying panda, but waterfall and Ivan are kind of technically are very, very nitpicky. Other than that, I don't think you should be labeled this as Dr. KT. This yikes. But yeah, that's it. I think that's every mod. That's on the official SpinWorlds website. I'm not gonna go over extras, cause everything. But as you can see, this is why I guess maybe why I don't feel the best when recommending mods to get from SpinWorlds, because I guess there's something to complain about for every mod. Yada yada. That's really it. Awesome. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you for watching. It's been 40 minutes, and I'm yeah, my voice. But yeah, bye bye.